Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live replays for today's card. And on today's show, we'll have picks for you here from Major League Baseball. It is Game 7 between the Blue Jays and the LA Dodgers. Wow, what drama last night in the ninth inning, even in the eighth inning. Seemed like the Blue Jays were looking to turn this into extra innings or maybe go deeper into the game. But wow, it was an incredible game last night. Of course, now we wait for Game 7 here of the Major League Baseball World Series. We'll also have a picture here from college football. Big card here for this Saturday. Also, we got picks from the NBA, and if we get some folks in from hockey, we'll get your picks here from that hockey card as well. So, guys, want to make sure your first thing you want to do is hit that like, that subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us build up our audience when you do that. And of course, we always welcome all your comments in the chat here. We'll see if we get any of the cappers in today. We'll see how it rolls. I just sent out the email, and if they're available, they show up. That's kind of how we do it here. I think it works out perfect that way. What happened, Blue Jays? Yeah, that was the game they had. I really felt that the pitching, would work for them, but nope. We go into a Game 7. I'll tell you here what I think about this one. Yeah, this was more of a common rule back in the days when you had bullpens down the lines. I remember this a lot when especially I think it was in San Francisco was one of the parks, or was it San Diego, where the bullpens were down the left and right field lines. That ball would go underneath the little bench where the relievers would sit, and right away the outfielder would put his arms up, and it would pretty much make it a dead ball. Dodgers played it right. I've never seen that happen there in Toronto, but that's the way it rolls there. So interesting game here, Halinos. Before we get to the start, just get your thoughts here on what we saw last night. Dodgers forced that 7.
Yeah, I mean, obviously excited about this Game 7. We're hoping for some more baseball. We got it. Still got to go get the job done again in Toronto. Obviously used up some good arms last night. Interesting to see what they can muster up here at the bullpen tonight, and how deep Shohei can go. He went 6 innings last time. Now he did give up a few hits, not too many hits, but they made the most of them. That's for sure. And so hopefully you can keep that hot Blue Jays offense in check, which actually cooled down a little bit last night.
Yeah, they had their
chances. They were threatening. Yeah.
Yeah, they had their chances. 8th inning, 9th inning. And of course, that people talking about that line drive. I mean, in my opinion here, if we've seen this, and maybe we just don't see it enough, fundamentals in baseball. I remember even playing baseball, when you're on second base, you take that lead off. Where does your head go? Your head goes back there looking at the outfielders, right? So obviously he neglected to see that Kiki was playing shallow and set up for that double play.
Oh yeah, and you could tell the way he was running in that he was looking for that double play all along, and he played it well and got rewarded for it.
Yeah, we got to also give Rojas with that scoop there was not an easy play. We don't see that play very commonly thrown, but the player there for the Blue Jays getting doubled up was not a smart thing to do.
Exactly. So many players just go through the motions these days, and a lot of people wouldn't have even tried it that hard, just thinking the guy would tag back up, right? But yeah, he went full steam, and again got rewarded for it. So that just shows you what they teach you right when you're young: hustle, 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 and just try to make the most out of every play, especially in that situation, obviously.
Yeah, and especially in that situation, the base runner has to look back and look at the outfield. I just cannot believe in a situation like that you get doubled up. Just seem to get the most of them. Thought it would boop in, but if you would have seen that, fundamentals are the key. And actually, listen to the interview with Kiki. He said that they were telling him to play deeper, but he just ignored the calls. The scouting report had Kiki playing deep, and he just said, "No, and he used his experience in baseball. So he's this guy's not. I'm not gonna. If it hits over my head, whatever. I'm gonna play close and take away that little shallow pit, and that's what he did. So there we go. We'll see how it rolls today. So we'll get to the game here. Well, we're going to start with the World Series. Why not here? Dodgers in Toronto. In this one, we got listed here will be Shohei Ohtani against Max Scherzer. We'll see how it goes here. Ohtani will be on 3 days rest. Glasnow only pitched this would be Glasnow's start. He's in full rest, but again, he only pitched 3 innings. He only had 3 pitches last night, so you got to believe that he'll be ready as well. All hands on deck here. Dodgers $1.39. Total sits here at 8. Juice to the under. Alnitos.
Yeah, tough one here for me. I end up on a couple props here. I do expect some offense, though. I know the pitchers really showed up last night, but as we just mentioned, the Blue Jays were threatening. There were some base runners left there on the bases yesterday, and just think we see the offenses wake up tonight. Set 8, juice to the under, but so maybe we do see a 7.5 here. Especially based off of last night's result, right? But again, I'm thinking we see more runs tonight, so I'll take the over. Obviously, rooting for my Dodgers here. I have not bet them yet. Actually, yeah, I was on the Blue Jays plus the 1.5 yesterday.
Oh,
You know, I said maybe it was just an emotional hedge, but again, helped me get through the game. And hey, it was close. It was close. I said, I mean, again, it's this Blue Jays team is playing well right now, and if you're looking for value, maybe that's where you want to look. But again, this Dodgers team is stacked. But again, with the home field, they had a lot of momentum. Obviously, lost some after last night, but still got home field, and they've been playing well. So it should be a fun game 7. Obviously, again, rooting for my Dodgers. So go Dodgers, but we're taking the over here.
it seems that was there. Here for the Dodgers are not going to have to. Yasevich here. It's not going to be Gausman. It's going to be here Max Scherzer and Shane Bieber, like most likely
he
here
didn't go too deep in his last start either, Scherzer.
No, it will not be here in this one because it looks like Shohei Ohtani. Now I watched some of the post game show, and they said that when you look at Shohei, he's probably going to go 2 to 4 innings max. That's what Robert said yesterday in his interview. He will be on 3 days. 3 days rest in this one. Max Scherzer would be on normal rest. So the way I look at it working here is I just see Ohtani probably going 3 innings, Scherzer going 5. Are you ready for this? Who's going to close the game? Blake Snell. I got Blake Snell coming in the 9th inning and closing out. Blake Snell will be on 2 days rest. Hey, I trust
Snell in the middle.
Yeah, I have Snell to close it. I kind of have Snell to close the game.
But you had mentioned you think Glasnow's going to come in relief in this one.
Oh yeah. He only pitched 3 games. He only pitched 3. He only pitched 3 pitches. 3 pitches. He just warmed up and threw 3. There's no way. Yeah, he's going to come and pitch them. He's going to be your bulk guy today. That's how I see it. That's how I read it.
I was surprised they threw him in last night, honestly, but hey, at least he got the job done.
Yeah, he got the job done. Well, the reason he brought him in is because he's, in that situation, 2nd and 3rd, no out, he wanted a strikeout pitcher. That's why he went to Scherzer. It made sense, right? Because then he got the pop up because again, people all over Varsho for first pitch swinging there, and I'm basing this a lot on pitching. The way I kind of read into it, I just see it Ohtani, Glasnow, and Snell to be the close to pitch the 9th inning there. Again, here's why I'm really going against the Jays. This is their weakest part of their pitching staff. There's no Gausman here. There's no Yasevich. You're going here with a combination of Max Scherzer and Shane Bieber. Max Scherzer is horrible. Okay, ERA 5.5. He was giving up almost 2 home runs per 9 innings. That play, this if any pitcher is going to get the Dodgers out of their slump, it's going to be Scherzer. Okay. That he's just horrible. I mean, again, I know what they're thinking. Oh, he's got experience in Game 7. This is not the same Scherzer from back then. Okay, this dude is just not there. Okay, just not there. Now, here's another situation with Shane Bieber. Shane Bieber will be on short rest, and Shane Bieber is a Tommy John guy that came off Tommy John. Okay, so I looked at this and listen. I thought the Blue Jays' best chances of winning if this went 7 would be Game 6, and if they lost Game 6, I would go with the Dodgers in Game 7 only because the way the pitching matches up here for them coming into it. And I'll look here at the Dodgers here to get it done. Also, can Bassett come back and give you some innings yesterday? I know he will, but will he be as effective? That's how I look at it there. Again, a combination of Scherzer and Bieber, it's not not doing it for me here. I mean, again, Scherzer have been crushed by the home run ball. If anybody's going to come out of a slump, it's going to be the Dodgers against Scherzer. They got to him in that game.
Yes, yeah, I actually liked the pitching matchup yesterday. I mean, I liked Yamamoto, obviously. I mean, he's been on fire. So I thought on paper that was a good pitching matchup for us. Obviously, we had the rested bullpen as well. And but yeah, now that we got some more momentum on our side as well, so that's gonna help too. And yeah, you're right. Scherzer is not the Scherzer role that we know and love, but yeah, so should be a fun matchup here.
Yeah, and you got a Tommy John guy on short rest too with Bieber, so that's another one there in middle relief. I would expect to be Bieber to be the first one. Varland went yesterday. Bassett went yesterday. They're key middle relievers. But again, I think the way it's set up, I don't think you're going to have to rely too much. You probably will see Bassett and Varland if necessary, but I do believe Bieber would be the first guy up in this one, in this game. Because remember, Bassett's the fifth starter, but he's just been used in the in bullpen situation. Like you usually use your game five starter, use them in bullpen situations here. But we haven't had that. We haven't had a lot of off days here. Just travel days have been the off days. So that's why we're seeing some guys that will probably be pushed into short rest here. But for me, it should have been yesterday when the Blue Jays won the game. That's why I was on them yesterday. I just don't think it worked. I think the way the pitching sets up for the Dodgers and the fact that they're facing a guy that gives up home runs, that's the problem there. Scherzer gives up the long ball. And they may be quick on the hook, I think, myself. They could be quick on the hook with Scherzer.
Yeah, could be. But again, hard to trust. I mean, a bullpen too in these situations. You're right. They got a couple guys that can back him up, but again, I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
I like the over, as I said.
Yeah. That's right. It does depend on the situation, right? Especially in high leverage situations. I think what the Dodgers are going to go to Glasnow again. Again, he only threw 3 pitches, and again with the Blue Jays, I think it's a Bieber spot here. Again, I don't know if they used up Bassett and Varland. Maybe you want to save him for the end, but Hoffman is their closer. He can come in as well. But I think again, the Blue Jays went for it. Yes, of course they couldn't use Hoffman because they were not in a save situation, right? They were coming from behind. But that's how you have to look at it. You have to look at how the situation plays itself. And the Dodgers are going to, in a situation like that, the Dodgers are going to lean on their starters. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to go to this. You're not going to see Trainwreck in there. You're not going to see, some of these other guys. I mean, you could probably Sheehan, maybe a pitcher here or there. But your thoughts here on Alessandro here on this Game 7?
Oh man! First off, it's going to be a great game. It's been a great series, competitive. I am leaning Dodgers here. Did I personally bet it? Will it be on the site? No, but yeah, I just think the Dodgers get it done. To force the Game 7, man, was a big deal. A lot of teams would have choked in that spot. I think it shows the experience this Dodgers team has. Yeah, I'm just on the Dodgers, so I like that, man. Hopefully, you guys get it done, right?
Yeah, well, hoping for that. And this is a good comment by Jorge. By Ohtani starting, he can stay as DH. He can't. If he came in as a reliever, he'd have to take him out of the lineup. So that is why Ohtani is probably starting, so he can stay at DH. That's they spend $1 billion on the 4 number 1 pitchers. That's a great comment there by Jorge. That's why I think we saw Tyler Glasnow scratched off Game 7, and we put in Ohtani. Ohtani again. As Robert said in the postgame, max 2 to 4 innings. That's what he said. And then you're probably going to see Tyler for the middle innings. And in their hope they can get it to Snell for the close. And I'm just speculating they would go with Snell to close it. I don't think they trust anybody in that bullpen in a situation like that.
I was thinking maybe Sheehan as well might get some work. I know he didn't pitch recently, so
yeah,
maybe him as well. He pitched great in that game that went 18 innings. He gave you like 3, 4, 5 innings of solid work. So. There's just another arm. Yeah,
it's another arm they can go to. We'll see how the situation plays out. Will they go to Sheehan? What will the score be? Will it be a 1-run game? Will it be that's if they're up? We'll see what it is. But again, even when you're down, you're trying not to give up runs. You don't throw in the towel and bring in Trainwreck and those guys. You're not going to see those guys in here. You play to the end with your best. So there you go. We're just kind of Mike giving a good analysis here on how this may play. A lot of strategy in baseball, guys. And we don't talk about this so much, but when you're in a Game 7 of a World Series, you try to play it out in your head to see how these situations go, who's going to come in, who's going to sit, how long these starters will go. Good point there, Jorge. You need Ohtani to start so you can keep him in DH when you take him out of the game. So that's the Ohtani rule. That would be something if the Ohtani rule allowed and Ohtani hits a dramatic home run. That would really piss off baseball. Could you imagine that? They have owners. The first thing in the meeting, we're gonna vote against the Ohtani rule. That would be pretty funny if that happened, right? If they win a World Series because of the Ohtani rule.
Not his fault the other pitchers can't hit.
All right, let's get to it here, guys. We'll go to college football here. My goodness, college football did not expect the game 7. I don't think they're happy with this. Well, they backloaded that time slot. Again, not very many games in the super late night slot, so they're going to be competing with game 7. Not ideal, but that's how it is in college football when you have 100 plus teams in it. All right, let's get to it, guys. In block 1, we're just going to cover the games at noon. Just the nooners here, and we got a lot of nooners. Some of the notable games here at noon include Duke and Clemson. Clemson 3.5, total 54.5. Well, Penn State, Ohio State look good on paper, but Penn State has not lived up to their end of the bargain. I'm seeing now 18.5 in this one for Ohio State, total 44.5. Vandy and Texas still 3. We're seeing 3.5s pop up here, total 46.5. What else do we have here? Miami and SMU. Miami 10.5 on the road here, and total 50.5. Those are the notable games here at noon. We get to start here with the Alinas.
Yeah, speaking of that Miami SMU game, I think SMU can hang here with Miami, so I'll take the points. And I think this one's a higher scoring game too, so I'll go to the over in that one. Duke Clemson, obviously we had Clemson coming in, with high expectations. They've been pretty disappointing. Might lean towards taking the field goal there. Penn State, we're getting close to 3 touchdowns. Did it get to 21, didn't it, at one point? And that didn't last too long, though. Back at 18.5, I still think I'd lean towards the points. I know Penn State's been another disappointing team, but I think this is just a lot of points here. Ohio State should win this one, but obviously, it's not a hard prediction there. But I think Penn State can keep it within this big number. Texas, Vandy, that should be a good one as well. I'm leaning towards Texas here in that defense to get the job done in this one. But again, I love what I've seen out of Vandy lately. They've looked great. So maybe I'd hate to talk anyone off a live dog here, but again, at home, I think Texas gets the job done. Baylor, UCF, I'll take the points there with UCF just getting over that field goal. Might be getting to 3 now. That 3.5 is juiced, but I think another live dog there on the road. If you want to take a shot on the money line, wouldn't hate that either. This one's a high total, but I think we could get into the 60s in this one as well.
Yeah, from the the Ohio State game did open 21, so there's been money on Penn State dropping it down to 18.5, and out there on the books. Over to Alessandro.
Yeah, that's a game there, Penn State, Ohio State. I'm not rushing to the win on the bet with just how big the spread is. I mean, could Ohio State go out there and win 34-10, cover this number? Sure. I don't know. I just think Ohio State undefeated. This could be a flat spot. I mean, this isn't the Penn State they were expecting before the year started. I haven't bet it personally. I would just, like I said, it's Ohio State or pass for me in this situation. The Vanderbilt-Texas game, man, if Texas plays the way they played last week against Mississippi State, they're not winning this game. That was awful. Okay, great comeback, but they're not going to do that against this Vanderbilt team. So that's why I haven't touched that game. Pavia, I'm not going to let him beat me again. He already beat me with LSU. I'll just stay away from this one. One that I was looking at, a lot of people are thinking Bielema and Illinois is going to bite down and get themselves a win here. 13.5 still feels like too much against Rutgers. I know Rutgers isn't that good. Kalamakianis isn't the greatest quarterback of all, but he still has some weapons. I think that defense still bites down. They're trying to get a bowl game bid themselves. They're 4-4. Rutgers, I know they're on the road, but I'll take almost the 2 touchdowns now, plus 13.5 with Rutgers. I like that one a lot. Duke Clemson, I no way I can bet Clemson. I know Clemson's at home. Dabo Swinney, the history of this program, but this is not the same Clemson that has been there recently. Duke's going to put some points up. This quarterback's going to sling it around the yard. I would lean the 3 in the hook with Duke. Reason why I didn't bet it, I'm not the biggest Manny Diaz guy. So, but I would lean Duke plus the 3.5 there. And one more, Army Air Force. Give me the team that, if needed to, can at least throw the ball, and that's Air Force. So I'll take Air Force minus the 1.5.
See him ticking now.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's moved over. Yeah, there's a different lines up there. Yeah, they would open at pick there in that one. But there are some picks. There's some 1.5. Yeah, that number is all over the place there in that one. Yeah, I agree with Duke here in the plus price. Clemson is just being the cellar dwellers there in the ACC, be it Boston College, North Carolina. Although North Carolina is showing great improvement now with Belichick. You're starting to see it come back. We saw it yesterday. We saw it the week before against Virginia. You can see he's trying to fix the defense. You can see that. Again, I just hope that these guys stay and don't screw them. You build up the team, you improve them, and then the guys leave. That would suck, man, if that happens. But we'll see how that rolls down the line as we get into the off season. But yeah, I agree here with Duke. I like their offensive numbers here. They do run the football, and they're getting really good work from their quarterback on the road here. So I'll take a look here at the Blue Devils. Blue Devils won at Cal. They won at Syracuse. So they've got road wins for you there. I'll look at them in that spot. Yeah, I just going to stay away from that Vandy game. Javi, I don't know. He's playing way above his head. I don't know what's going on there. Just don't want to touch that one. Man, the points look good with SMU, right? This is only Miami's second true road game. I can't believe we're 10 weeks into the season. You're only going to play your second road game. That seems kind of funky to me there. SMU at home, really good quarterback play, 76% completions. They throw for over 270 yards, 9.3 yards per pass attempt, and they defend well at home. When you see Miami as a road favorite of 7.5 to 14 points, they're 1-3 of the spread here. So I'll look here at SMU to cover this big number here. Yeah, I can't trust this West Virginia on the road, and this team just they've lost all 4 of their road games. They even have a 7-point loss at Ohio on their resume here. Their 3 losses against the Big 12 have been by 14 points or greater. These are road losses here, and they just can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass when we're on the road. They're not running the football. I'll look at Houston here to get it done there in that spot. And let's see what else we have in this one here. Boy, that Navy North Texas. I almost want to take the Navy here plus the 6.5. I think I'm going to take them here. Navy, North Texas has that big loss at home to USF. Navy has, we know what they're doing. They're running the football. They get efficient passing. They defended well in conference. When you look at the stats on this Mean Green team, that was ugly. They gave over 6 yards of carry on the ground, 70% completions. I'll take Navy there to get it done in that spot. And I don't trust UAB. I don't know what came about this team to suddenly beat who they beat Memphis, right? That was probably one of the most unlikeliest wins of any game this year. Was a UAB beating Memphis. Although they did have the coaching change UAB, and then they beat Memphis. But again, their quarterback for Memphis got hurt in the first. I believe after 10 passes he got hurt, so that might have played into it as well. But I'll stay away from that one myself. What else we got here? That looks like it's going to do it for me here in this first block. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show. We'll go into block 2 here. And it's going to be a big block because we got so many games at 3:30, right? That's kind of where the schedule plays at. So in this one, we're going to cover the games from 1 Eastern and include the games at 3:45 Eastern. So we're not going to go to the 4 Eastern games here. So this block, it will be 1 p.m. Eastern and include the games at 3:45 because we've got a game there at 3:45 with Virginia and Cal. So that'll be the last game from that block. And look at some of the notables in here. ASU will have a backup quarterback in here because I bet Levitt's out for the year. That just surprised me. So ASU's quarterback out for the year. It's the Iowa State. We see Iowa State now up to 7.5, total 49.5. East Carolina and the surprising Temple Owls. Brian Bitler's Temple. He told me the Temple was going to be good this year. They're playing pretty well. They might even, good for good is making a bowl. 6-6 is a good year for Temple. just to qualify that statement here. We got East Carolina 5.5, total 57.5 there. What else we have here? New Mexico and UNLV. New Mexico, only 4-point favorites here. UNLV at home against New Mexico, total 62. That one's on the rise there. What else we got here? This should be a slaughter with Notre Dame. Oh, it's already in the 30s. My God, we got the 31 in some places. Wow, Notre Dame favorite on the road against BC. Big one there. What else we have here? And not a real. I don't see too many interesting games here in this slot, to be honest. We're pretty dead, a lot of dead games. Texas Tech and K-State here. Texas Tech laying 7.5, total 51.5. Looks like their quarterback is healthy. Oh, we got the cocktail party here. Hey, we're on YouTube. We're going to call it what it is, the cocktail party. We got Georgia 7. This is a neutral site in Jacksonville. This is not a true road game here. The total 50.5. And we're going to stop on the Virginia-Cal game with Virginia 6 on the road, total 52.5. That'll be the last game in this block. We start with Alninos.
Yeah, as you mentioned, not too much I love here. Definitely some big spreads, too, that I tend to stay away from. But I do like the over there in that Notre Dame Boston College game. I think we get some offense there. I like the over in the Louisville Virginia Tech game as well. A couple of spreads I did like was I think Kansas State can keep it competitive with Texas Tech there. They've been playing real well lately. And I also like the over in that one as well, over 52 in that one. And the last one in this block that I wanted to look at was that where'd they go? 345. Virginia Cal, yeah. Lane 6 here with Virginia. I'm not sure about that, but I do like them early in the first half. They're laying just the field goal. So I'll go Virginia -3 in the first half in that one.
There we go from El Nino as we move on over to Alessandro.
This is a slot here. You're going to have to probably take some dogs and close your eyes because it's just some ugly games. The Arizona State one sticks out to me. Still getting 7.5 points. I know they're going to have Jeff Sims in a quarterback who I've never been in love with, but I think this is a spot here. He actually plays well. Arizona State's going to try to do what BYU did to Iowa State. Quarterback runs, gash them right up the middle with runs, and when they need to pass it, they will. The only thing is Jordan Tyson, Arizona State, the big-time star wide receiver, is not going to play as well. They're going to be limited offensively. That Arizona State defense, going to have to keep him in it. I still lean the +7.5, even with all the shenanigans going on with the Sun Devils. Just feels like too many. Can't stand this Iowa State team. You lose like that to Colorado. Look at what Colorado just did last week, getting 53-7 like that. Then you go lose to Colorado. I can't bet Iowa State. I'm sorry. Temple, I had them last week. They don't cover against Tulsa. And if you know anything about Tulsa struggles to get to 21 points. They gave up 37 points last week to Tulsa. Hard for me to think they're not going to do the same to ECU. I think ECU puts up 40-something points here, -4.5. I would look ECU's way. UNLV, hate betting on them at this point. Their heads are completely inflated here. They think they still have a shot at it if they win out and beat Boise State in the Mountain West Conference Championship. Talk about each week they'll be looking ahead. Here's the first look-ahead spot. I lean New Mexico. Do I love New Mexico? No, but I'm not touching UNLV this weekend, that's for sure. Indiana, Maryland, real quick, just lay it with Indiana. They've just been kicking everybody's butt, so we'll take that -21.5. And then I'll break down this cocktail party real quick too. It's a quick one. You got Kirby Smart versus a guy who was a wide receivers coach fetching the wide receivers Gatorade in Billy Gonzalez. Just look at his track record, guys. Wide receiver coach. That's what this guy's. Okay, great. He ran and got Urban Meyer some Gatorade and coffee once. That's his track record. I mean, Kirby Smart's going to coach circles around this guy. It's not even a contest. I'm laying it with Georgia. Should put this in as a premium, but I gave it out here for you guys, a special premium. And then the last one I'll break down. I know I'm breaking down a lot of games here. Notre Dame, lay it with them, -31. Go Irish, baby. Watch Rudy after this. It's going to be a beatdown. Jadarian Price, Jeremiah Love, those two running backs, both probably will have 1,000 yards. And this kid, CJ Carr there, freshman, has only looked efficient this year. Boston College, they're getting beat down by all sorts of teams. UConn went in there and whooped up on them. Pitt put 40-plus points on them. I mean, it's Notre Dame or pass for me, -31. I know it's a giant number.
Yeah, giant number. Bill O'Brien, what's happened to you, Bill O'Brien? You were supposed to get the Penn State job, right? No way, no how. With this, BC is traditionally they produce good offensive, defensive linemen and running backs in the NFL. And you're bringing a guy that likes to throw the ball, Bill O'Brien. So I don't know how
118th in the nation in scoring defense, Boston College.
And their pillars are always offensive. Their pillars. See, that would have been a good program for Bill Belichick to go to because their pillars are offensive, defensive line, and running back. They played more. They played more of the pro style than any team. But they're always competitive in games. They're always good underdogs. But man, this program has gone way south. That's disappointing because again, they've always been a good quality program there. Maybe not at elite level, but they play good fundamental football and they have good. They produce players, linemen into the NFL. So that's a big disappointment there. What's happened in this program? Kind of piggybacking what Alessandro said about the Temple defense. I like the over there with ECU and Temple there. Temple has run the ball and passed well at home, but the Pirates' pass defense has been absolutely horrible. There, ECU against winning teams on the road, 3-1 there. Look for the over in that one here between ECU and Temple. In that one, I'm not going to touch Virginia Tech and Louisville, although it looks like that he did take the job, right? The fired Penn State coach is going to go coach Virginia Tech, I believe, there. So I'm going to look at to stay away from that one. I like the over here with New Mexico and UNLV. UNLV can't play a lick of defense there. I think they're not very good in pass defense. You look here on the road in the Mountain West, they're giving up 77% completion rate for 285 yards, 9.2 yards for pass attempt. That's horrible pass defense. UNLV should exploit that, but I just don't trust UNLV's defense to pull away from them. So I like the over in that one, played there in that little dome there. We look at Rebels here, past 1+ season, 7-4 the over and home. Lobos on the road, 12-5 the over on the road. So I like over in this one. I look for Old Dominion to pound UL Monroe in this one. Monroe at lost and failed to cover 4 straight. They've been by 15 points or greater. ODU's offense away from home, 5.5 yards a carry and 9.1 yards per pass attempt. UL Monroe, bad quarterback play. They're giving up 31 points a game here in conference. That's in conference. That's bad. In that conference, you're giving up 31 points a game. Give me ODU in that one. I can only look at Notre Dame there, but I don't like the price now. It's moved too much in my book. Yeah, I could see Indiana. I'm not, again, laying 3 touchdowns in a Big 12 game. That's tough to do with Indiana, but I think that they could do it. But I'm not going to go on record saying they are there. I'm going to stay away from that Boise game. That's a big number there. You just never know. Sometimes Boise plays down to teams there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this Liberty team. I'll take Delaware plus the points. They're getting good quarterback play on the road, and they're holding quarterbacks to 6.7 yards per pass attempt. Liberty has gotten really bad quarterback play at home. They don't stop the run. I'll look at Delaware in that spot. I like Minnesota here to get it done against Michigan State. That's the guy that everybody is pointing to that's probably could go next, the coach from Michigan State. They lost all 3 of their road games by 11 or greater points. Minnesota looks to be a little improved there. Go for a 7-4 the spread as a home favorite. Gophers have defended well at home. They stopped the run. They're only giving up 5.6 yards per pass attempt. They're getting good quarterback play there at home. I'll look at the Gophers to get it done there in that one. What else do we have here in this big? It's a big block here, right? It is a big one. We're still in the 3:30 Eastern slot. Was there anyone that I like here? I like let's see, Texas Tech and Kansas State. Yeah, I like the over in this one. Boy, they're hitting on all key data points, Texas Tech here with offense and defense. Kansas State offense's average has been effective here, averaging 37 points a game in their home stadium, but they've been poor defensively at home in conference, giving up 287 yards passing for 7.8 yards per pass attempt. I look at the over in that one. In that game, give me the under with Pitt and Stanford. Panthers have been efficient in their passing game on the road, but they defend well. Stanford struggles with quarterback play with Go Bronson, but they hold teams to only 2.9 yards a carry at home, 16 points per game. As road favorite, Pittsburgh 4-1 to the under. Stanford here against these. Let's see here, Stanford. I'll look for the under in that one, in that game there. And if I'm going to get plus there with Cal, I'm going to take the Cal Golden Bears in that funky start game here at 345. Yeah, I'm going to get 6 points. Yeah, give me Cal here at plus the 6. It's back-to-back road games for the Cavs. Yeah, Virginia on the road has been inefficient in their passing game, and they're allowing 68% completion rate. They held them down. Maybe Ron Rivera and Bill Belichick will share notes. Right, those are 2 friends. They used to play every year in the preseason. So Belichick saw the defense from Virginia. Well, saw Virginia up close, and now Ron Rivera, the general manager for Cal, they're friends. They're pretty good friends. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rivera got on the phone and talked to Bill Belichick and he gave him some advice on that game. Wouldn't be surprised to me there. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show. Let's go to block
real
number.
quick before we move on. That Georgia-Florida game, I don't know if we mentioned, is played in Jacksonville, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So definitely take some of that home field. I know that Florida's listed as the home team here, but
it's equal distance, I think.
Yeah,
it is. But I'll tell you what, when Florida's good, Florida has the home field advantage. Florida's trash right now. Trust me, UGA Bulldogs fans will be rampant in Jacksonville. It's a tough time to be a Gator fan. I know a lot about this Florida Gator program, man.
Oh, yeah, you can tell.
Brutal. It is brutal. I don't think they get – I don't want to keep going on a Florida rant. Don't think they get a serious big-time head coach here. All the rumors of Lane Kiffin and whatnot. If Lane Kiffin's going to leave, he'll go to LSU. LSU's a better program. I just trashed LSU yesterday on the chat. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they're still a better program than Florida. If I was a high school kid wanting to go and play college football, I'd look at LSU first. So
I don't know, man. When you got the governor throwing his head in there, I don't know if you want to get in that mess. I don't think the buyouts. I think they're not going to give. They're going to save money and not spend the money. I mean, the governor got in there and said, "Now, he got the athletic director fired when the governor got in there and threw his 2 cents in there." I don't know if they're going to pay a coach that kind of money anymore after what happened with those buyouts. I mean, it's a bad situation. I don't know if you'd want to go there. I don't know what they're. Again, a lot of these coaches trying to get the most money they can. I don't think LSU is going to offer a big buyout anymore. It just left a sour taste in everyone's mouth. Maybe they go with a young coach, and go on the cheap. Maybe I could see that happening. I don't know. That's a weird job right now. What's going on politically and all what's happening there with that program. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Alessandro, in that game, I mean, half the tickets are allocated to Georgia season ticket holders, and the other half to Florida, right? And they do some sort of lottery to get the tickets. Is that how it works?
Yeah, no, I mean, don't get me wrong. There'll be some Florida Gators. They're a diehard fan base. They'll stick through. And again, biggest game of the year. This is one always circled. Do I expect Georgia to have a little bit of a little rah-rah? Because this is a rah-rah coach here with Billy Gonzalez, because he is a player's coach. The players do like him, but I mean, guys, this is Kirby Smart here. I mean, this is I'm not betting against Kirby Smart with Billy Gonzalez as our head guy here, and Ryan O'Hara calling plays. These guys I've never heard of in my whole entire life. So good luck.
I remember when they replaced the Clemson quarterback. Dabo Swinney was a receiver coach when he took over. I don't think there's an even comparison there. Dabo Swinney was an up-and-coming guy there. All right, let's continue on here. We'll go to block number 3. In this block, we're going to cover a game starting at 4 Eastern and include the 7 Eastern. We're not going to get into the 7:30 because there's not a whole lot of games. So from the 4 Eastern, include the 7 Eastern. In this block, Mississippi State and Arkansas there. We see Arkansas favored 5, total 66.5. Kansas favored 24.5 against this wreck Oklahoma State. Worst power conference team, college football. Purdue, Michigan. I think Michigan I think their running back is hurt. Yeah, I think their running back is questionable. I think one of Haynes may be out of this one. Michigan, big number here, 21, total 49. Arizona, Colorado. Arizona here favored 4.5 on the road, total 52. South Carolina and Ole Miss. Ole Miss 12.5, total 55. And then we'll stop there. Hey, so you can watch the World Series. there isn't any really massive games here to I think here like to really get hung up on here. San Diego State. Hey, they may be one of the teams that could be fighting for a playoff if they run the table. They're gonna have to beat Boise State a couple of times, which will be tough. But they're 10.5 at home against Wyoming, and we'll stop it there. We'll start here with El Ninos.
You saying you weren't sure if Haynes was playing?
That's the rule. That's the word I got. I got Justice Haynes questionable, undisclosed.
I'm not seeing him on the injury
Michigan
report. Okay,
but I'm on my line service. Flashed it up early this morning. One of my first calls here. Let's see what we got here.
I'm not seeing anything about him, but maybe I'm missing it.
They still got the other kid.
Yeah.
What's his Jordan Marshall? I mean,
yeah.
Michigan's going to run the football. It doesn't matter who's back there.
Anywho,
my line service flashed it that he's questionable.
Right. No, get all the information out for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he very well could be. But yeah, I'm on Central Michigan there. I think they can keep that one competitive with Western Michigan getting 5.5 points. Not too much here in this late slot. No, USC, Nebraska. Someone in the chat said backdoor cover there for Nebraska. Keyword there would be backdoor. I like USC.
That's not on this block, El Ninos. You're in the wrong. You're jumping it. That's not on this.
I thought we were finishing the card off. So we're stopping at 7?
Yeah, we're stopping at 7. Yeah.
Doing the 7s.
Yeah, we're doing the 7. We're stopping at 7.
So Central Michigan. Let me see. Sorry, Arizona, Colorado. Yeah, not too much in this slot for me, guys. Sorry. Yeah. I guess I'm just sticking to my Central Michigan in this one.
There you go. From El Ninos, move on over to Alessandro.
So the Mississippi State, Arkansas, we already covered that.
No, that's part of this block. That's
what I thought. Okay, cool. All right. That one I'd look over. It is a high total at 66.5. And what kept me off of it is the final score 34-27. Doesn't get you over. And I can definitely see this game being that type of game. Woo Pig Suey type crowd there. I don't know. I do lean the Hogs. It's starting to spike up to -5.5. But I do expect points. It's just hard to get over 66.5. But sorry, guys. That's all I got for you in that one. And then Oklahoma State, Kansas. Forced to play, laying it with Kansas. I know I hate taking these big favorites all the time, but Oklahoma State is that bad. That's all I got to say about that one. South Carolina, Ole Miss. Not in love with Sellers. They were able to cover against Alabama there like that. Not in love with Lane Kiffin either. Tough game to call with the -12.5. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, there was just something going on. My bad. Purdue, Michigan, we just talked about it. I think Michigan's going to run the ball. Again, do we want to keep laying these -20s and stuff? Probably not. But yeah, I think Michigan's obviously going to handle business there. Can Colorado bounce back, man? That was disgusting. One of the worst games I've ever watched, what Colorado did last week. Showed up as flat as possible. I just can't see them doing that 2 weeks in a row. It's bite down and get it done. Coach Prime coaches his team up. I think they actually hang around in this game. +3.5. I'll take the shot with Colorado. If they don't get this one done, they're dead to me. Put it that way. Dead to me. I won't touch Colorado again. And Wyoming, San Diego State. This is a tricky one. San Diego State's got a top 10 defense in the nation. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball, efficient through the air. I just feel like 10.5 is a big number. Wyoming's going to go in there and cover this number here. They got a kid out of South Lake Carroll. If you know anything about that high school program there in Texas, Drew Brees went there. Tons of quarterbacks have gone out of that high school program. Wyoming's got a quarterback from there. They're talking about a Josh Allen comparison with this Wyoming quarterback. We'll see. +10.5 feels like a lot. And, we were talking about how they have the playoff aspirations. These teams start playing tight once they start thinking and looking forward. Yeah. That's the only thing I worry about. UNLVs, the San Diego States. There's a couple other ones. The Memphis, even though they handled business last night, those type of teams, man, look out.
Now, the quarterback I was thinking about was Brendan Lewis there from Memphis. Yeah, he was hurt in that UAB game, but even with your backup, you shouldn't lose to UAB. I mean, that one's going to hurt them. We'll see how that rolls moving down the line there. Yeah, in this block, what we got here, I want to go back. Yeah, I'm going to take the points here with Central Michigan. They run the ball very effectively against the MAC. Just looking here at conference numbers, they get efficient play at quarterback. They defend the pass. Western Michigan really struggles with quarterback efficiency here in the conference. So I'll look at Central Michigan there at plus the price. These big spreads. It's November. It's kind of dog season. When we get in November, I'm not a big fan of laying these big numbers. I can lean favorites on a lot of these games, but I'm not going to go on record with Michigan. Even with Ole Miss, this is an Ole Miss spot here. South Carolina on the road, just not running. They're not getting any offense whatsoever. But again, Ole Miss has been a good spread cover team. That's probably the only big favorite that I like in this block is Ole Miss there. And then, of course, in that USC and Nebraska game, I don't know why you give roll. Even people started questioning why. Oh no, we're not that game. I'm sorry,
we weren't there yet.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there. Hit the brakes. Yeah, I'm going to go here. I agree with Alessandro. I like Colorado here plus the points. If go look at Arizona's road games the last 1+ seasons. Horrible. I mean, they've been pounded on the road. I mean, it's been ugly. And at least the Buffs at home cover their conference games. That's what they do. They play well at home for the crowd. They got all their social media guys. Everybody's on camera there. So Wildcats, again, the last 2 seasons have been very bad on the road in conference. As a matter of fact, in conference, they're giving up 35 points a game this year, 67% completion rate, 10 yards per pass attempt is what Arizona has given up on the road this year. Horrible. Colorado, believe it or not, the past few seasons, 10-1 of the spread at home in conference. They cover games at home somehow, some way. Arizona against the Big 12 the past 3 seasons, 4-8 to the spread, but it's worse than that if you just go back to 2 seasons. They've been horrible on the road. I mean, there's some ugly losses up there, especially last November. They were getting pounded left and right. They've been pounded this year. A horrible road conference team is this Arizona team. They might have gotten that from USC. I don't know. But anyway, we'll look at Colorado there in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show. Closing out college football with these final games. We go from 7:30 all the way, including the last one here at 10:30 in San Jose. In this spot, we have Oklahoma and Tennessee. And we got Tennessee here, 2.5, total 54.5. Notable games here would include Wake Forest at Florida State. Florida State 10.5 in that one, total 51. What else do we have here? Kentucky, Auburn. Auburn lane 11, total 44.5. USC at Nebraska. This one's come way down from an opener of a 6.5. We're seeing now USC favored 4.5, total 59.5. There, Arkansas Troy could be a good Sun Belt game there. Troy 7.5, total 52.5. Cincinnati at Utah. Oh, we'll see what happens with here with Cincinnati. They've been tough though. This is a tough line, offense, defensive line. This should be a good line battle there in Utah. Utah 10.5, total 55.5. Hawaii, San Jose. These teams trying to maneuver themselves into bowl eligibility in the last few games. San Jose 1.5, 2, total 55.5. We go down Ninos.
Yeah, so back to this USC Nebraska game and that backdoor cover. Now, I guess a lot of people do agree with that theory, with that number coming down, but where it has not come down yet is that first half where USC is still laying that field goal and it's still juiced. Again, could maybe look at Nebraska with that half point in the first quarter there. I think that's a pretty good look as well, but I like USC in the first half laying the field goal as my play. Again, maybe a bit of a homer pick, but and again, Nebraska's been good as well, but I like USC there in that first half. I'll take Oklahoma in the first quarter, though, with the half point against Tennessee. The 3 is juiced now on the full game, but again, so is this half point here in the first quarter. But I think at least Oklahoma's defense, I get Mathieu hasn't been the same since his surgery, but I think at least their defense can keep him in this game early. So I'll take that hook there. And those are definitely my top 2 plays late. Let me see if I had anything else. You good? No, I think that wraps it up for me.
There from Ninos, move on over to Alessandro.
2 games here in this slot are a part of that college football 3-pack that I have on the site today. One of them that's not this Oklahoma-Tennessee game. That is a tough game to call. For some reason, I'm thinking Aguilar could get it done here again. I was not in love with Aguilar before the season started. I thought Tennessee would be scrambling and, struggling to find a way to get any identity on offense here. And Heupel's done just the complete opposite. And I don't know. I think this one's going to be a shootout. I just can't get behind Mathieu. Mathieu's been looking inconsistent all year long. The defense from Oklahoma each week is starting to give up more and more. You just can't hang your hat on this defense every single weekend, week out like they've been doing. I think Tennessee shows up at home here. The -2.5 would be where I'd have to look with Tennessee. USC, Nebraska. We were talking about the backdoor here with Nebraska. I think Nebraska can win this thing outright. I think Rayola's just as good as George Maeva here, the USC quarterback, if not better. Although I know Rayola gets a lot of slack trying to act like he's Patrick Mahomes, but the kid throws off-platform, no-look, sidearm passes and baseball background. I'm sure Georgia would love to have him at quarterback over the kid they got now, Gunnar Stockton. But, I lean Nebraska there. Kentucky, Auburn, what do you call it? That one is just Auburn lay it spot. This Cutter Boley kid has actually shown a little bit from Kentucky, so I could see this one being an over as well. A 34-20 type game here. Auburn's defense, though, keeps them, with the lead. I do like that, though. Last one here. Oh, yeah, Wake Forest. That's just not even having to think too much about it. Florida State is Jesus, man. Haven't had a conference win yet. Just, oh, my gosh, that thing. I said it. Me and Tony both said it, even after the Alabama win. Just go ahead and keep backing Castellanos and see what happens. Yes, I know Robbie Ashford, Wake Forest quarterback. I mean, this guy, he's not the greatest at all either. They won a game last week 13-12 against SMU. I think that defense can hold FSU to something similar here. Getting 10.5 points in our pocket with Wake Forest. Sign me up. Sign me up. It seems a little trappy, but sign me up. And the last one here, I've been looking to fade Hawaii, just looking to fade these kids. They're so fraudulent with their 6-2 record and a 5'9" freshman quarterback they're throwing out there from Bishop Gorman. The kid's just chucking balls out there with his eyes closed. I think it's San Jose State spot. I know they're 2-5. I think they get this one done here. Dog hunt Florida? Yeah, no way I can touch Florida money line. That's one of those, if you do, touch Florida money line and you win, good for you. But you're throwing money away trying. That's a I don't mind losing money strategy if you're taking Florida money line today. But good for you.
There you go from Alessandro. Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to get to the Castellano bash. It was a little late in the block there. I was because I'm joining you. I'm going to take Wake Forest there plus the points here. Seminoles have lost and failed to cover 4 straight. Wake Forest have covered 4 straight. Florida State in conference, the pass defense has been really bad. Also trying to get points on the board. Demon Deacons have defended well in conference, and they're in good pass defensive form. I'll take Wake Forest there any day, any night in that one. I like NC State, Georgia Tech to go over the totals. Georgia Tech is running the ball effectively. They got an experienced quarterback there in Haynes King. Someone nobody really talks about is a Haynes King guy. He just seems to be consistently getting wins on the board for this Georgia Tech team. Can you believe it? A team that's 8-0 that no one's talking about is Georgia Tech. How the hell did that happen? Well, experienced quarterback, a little luck on your side. They had to pull some games out of their ass, but they got it done. There a few close calls, but man, with Haynes King at quarterback, I'll take him in this spot. But NC State at home, no, I'm not taking them. I'm taking the over here. NC State at home has put up some pretty good offensive numbers, but again, bad defense here. Giving up 35 points a game. I look for an over in that one between the 8-0 Georgia Tech Ramblin' Wreck here, guys. The Ramblin' Wreck, is someone to crash their party? We'll see. But hey, they could be in the hunt for a playoff. Talking about playoff pressure, really no one's talking about them, but that will pile up. They're 10-0, guarantee you. Their loss is coming. You just know that's going to happen at some point there. Yeah, I can only look at Tennessee and Mateer. You can't. We talked about that when he came back. There was a report out there that the coach, when that news of him coming back, they were concerned about his throws downfield, right? Because we don't know if he has the strength to throw a ball downfield. Then in that game that lost to Texas, those balls were floating up in the air when he was going deep downfield. So I can only look here at Tennessee. Sooners on the road against winning teams, 3-8 to the spread. Tennessee at home against the SEC, putting up 38 points a game. They had that wild game against Kentucky. I was a little concerned about Tennessee's defense. They couldn't stop Kentucky. They were just trading points there in that second half. That turned into a wild one there. But again, Mateer's arm strength, or I wouldn't say his arm, it's just his ability to throw the deep ball scares me there. So I'll look at Tennessee there. Of course, I'm taking the Brad. USC as a road favorite. No way, no how. 1-9 to the spread as a road favorite. And they got some ugly numbers playing in the Central and Eastern time zone. That's just ugly. We know Nebraska lost to Michigan by 3, but USC, you lose at Illinois. Come on. They give up that field goal late. USC on the road is giving 5 yards to carry, 8.4 yards pass. It's the defense always for USC. It's just they don't defend well. That's why these teams, that's why the Marylands and so forth can beat them. That's going last year, of course. But again, as I said, Nebraska is getting great defense at home as well as quarterback play. USC 1-9 of the spread as a road favorite. Can only look that way in that one. Let's see here. What else we have? Give me that line play here for Cincinnati to stay in this one. This is not Colorado. This is Cincinnati. Remember, the Utah did lose by 24 at home to Texas Tech. Dampier didn't play last week. He's going to play this week. And Utah at home, the passing numbers haven't been that sharp with them at home. But I think this offensive defensive line is tough here for Cincinnati, and they keep them in the game. So I'll take them in that spot. Yeah, I'm with Alessandro. Give me San Jose State here to get it done against Hawaii. Hawaii is a fraudulent. They need to get that 7th win, by the way. Hawaii plays 13 games. They got to finish 7-6 because they're not bowl eligible yet. They got to find a win somewhere. But I'll look at San Jose State here to get it done. The Spartans got to start winning. They're 2-5. They can only afford one more loss. And that's it. They can get in 6-6, but you get that 7th loss, you're pretty much out of the bowl game, especially if you're a program like San Jose State. But Hawaii on the road, get up 31 points a game, 5 yards per rush, 9.5 yards pass depth. I could only look at San Jose State in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we continue on here with the games. We move on over to the NBA. The NBA with the 6-pack here of games for tonight. So we'll just do We'll do a couple blocks here of 3 here. We had some NBA Cup Series games yesterday. Some competitive games. Some dogs were able to get in the door there in that one yesterday. So we'll start here. NBA for today. We got the Kings and Bucks. We got the Bucks are laying 5, total 233. Timberwolves and Hornets. The Timberwolves on the road 5.5. Total sits here 230.5. Magic and Wizards. Here we got the Wizards dogs here. Magic 8.5, total 235. Look at some of the injuries in these games. Monk and Murray will be out for Sacramento. Clifford will be questionable. Porter out for Milwaukee. Giannis questionable there. Minnesota and Charlotte. Edwards out. Clark questionable. On the Charlotte side, no Green, no Miller, no Williams. Ball is questionable there for Charlotte in that one. And the one game at 7 Eastern we're covering here in this first block will be Orlando, Washington. Still Moritz Wagner out for Orlando. Can you believe this? Washington, a clean injury report. When have we seen this? It's a 2 games in a row. Well, that's what happens when you get rid of Beal, Kuzma, and Poole. You don't get injuries. These guys, McCollum and Middleton, there's a reason why these guys have been in the league this long, because they play. They play. So, and a lot of times if your starters don't sit, your backups don't sit. So that's what you're seeing here with Washington. Healthy lineup today. We start with El Ninos.
Yeah, I like there again that big question mark, right, for Giannis. We saw a huge line move when he ended up sitting out. Now I think this is more baked into it, as I like to say, there with him being questionable coming into it. There, I think it was more of a surprise late scratch, if I remember correctly, in that last one where the line moved 7 points there against the Warriors. And still got the job done without him. So I'm leaning towards the Kings with the points. I know the Bucks are having the much better season so far, but again, if he sits this one out, I think it's just going to be tough for the Bucks to just keep winning without him. So again, might want to check the injury report on the confirmation, or wait for the confirmation before making this play. I don't think it will move 7 points again if he sits out. So maybe just wait on this one before backing the Kings. T-Wolves, Hornets, maybe try to back the Wolves. I know it's no Edwards there he's out for Minnesota, but again, Ball questionable. So if he doesn't play, I think the Hornets are in trouble here. I'll back the T-Wolves in the first half. Magic, I like the Magic to win both halves. If your book offers that bet again, let me see what they're giving out for that now. Plus 135 for the Magic to win both halves. Again, if you don't have that, I'd just lay the 2.5 here with the Magic in the first quarter. And where did we stop?
We just went the first 3. We just went through the game. So we just went 3 there. So we stopped there. We had the Kings, Bucks, T-Wolves, Hornets, Magic, and Wizards. On over to Alessandro.
Magic, Wizards, just can't bet that game. I tried to even take a shot on the Wizards the other night against the Thunder. If they can't cover that spread, I don't know. I mean, plus 9 here at home against, Magic have started out the gate and looked like overvalued, overrated. Yeah, minus 8.5 is a big number. I just keep getting my head pounded with the Magic. They did get it done there against the Hornets. Seemed like everybody was on the Hornets there and wrote this Magic team off too much. I'm not going to write them off here. I think they'll cover this number. Am I rushing to the window to bet it? No. Am I going to bet it myself? Probably not. But I have to look to Magic there. The other ones was Kings and then the Timberwolves game, right? Timberwolves, it's tough to back right now without Edwards. They're going to have to find it from either DiVincenzo or Rob Dillingham, Bones Highland. One of these guys is going to have to step up from the perimeter. I know they went tooth nail with the Lakers the other night without Edwards, but going down the road here, looking forward, I can't see them doing that. They're going to need Jaden McDaniels and Julius Randle to go for 30 every night. I don't like it. I'm looking at the Charlotte Hornets here with the value, but the problem is no Ball. He's questionable. Brandon Miller's out. They're having to start 2 rookies in this starting lineup here from Duke, the Sion James and Colin Kneipel. I'll tell you one thing, points. I do see some points because, like I said, Timberwolves are going to have to get a Rob Dillingham or a Dante DiVincenzo. They're going to have to get them jacking some shots up here. I'll take the over 230, 231 now I'm seeing. That's all I got.
When you play these young guys, you want to speed up the tempo because they're not going to play defense. So you want as many possessions as possible here. I think that's why I kind of agreed with your over, because that's what's going to happen when you bring in these rookies. A lot of rookies are getting a lot of playing time. And that's what we're seeing with Washington, right? You got your 2 veterans and a bunch of rookies and a bunch of draft picks for Washington. I like the over there with Orlando here and Washington. Orlando on the road, the defense has been horrible, giving up almost 129 points per 100 possessions. Washington 0-2 at home. They're giving up 126 points per 100 possessions. We got 2 teams with horrible defensive form here. We got the Wizards here, 24-18, the over at home the past 1+ seasons. And I'll look at the over in that one. between Orlando and Washington. You got, again, a lot of talent on Washington, a lot of young talent, but again, I don't think you're going to see much defense from them. But again, I like the fact they got two guys that want to play like CJ McCollum and Middleton. Those guys don't sit out very much. So I like that. I like the fact that they've got the veterans they brought in for these young kids. All right, let's close out the NBA here with these final three: Warriors and Pacers. Pacers in the back-to-back. That's why you see the Warriors here laying 10.5 on the road, total 230.5. Now in this one, of course, the laundry list here for Indiana's injuries. But let's start with the Warriors. Just Melton, two here out. But on the Indiana side, no Cam Jones, no Mathurin, no McCollum, no Obi Toppin. Nembhard is doubtful. Furphy there is questionable. Then we move on to Houston and Boston, one of the marquee matchups of the night. We see Houston. Look at this. Houston laying 6 on the road against Boston. Boston are your back-to-back team, so Houston with rest advantage. In this one, we got Finney-Smith and Van Fleet out for Houston. Tatum out for Boston. So Boston a little more healthier now coming into this one. And we close it out with Mavericks and Pistons. This game in Mexico City, by the way. This one in Mexico City, Dallas and Detroit. Probably a little bit more of a Dallas crowd. We'll see. Hard to predict what we'll get there in Mexico City. Usually we see the Spurs down there, but they're going to send the Mavericks down to Mexico City. Detroit here laying 7.5, 8, total 227.5. So the Mexico City game, you've got no Davis. Davis hurt his foot, right? Another injury for Davis, but he's only out for 2 days, 2 games. Davis, Dante Exum, Irving, Lively out. Russell and Gafford questionable. On the Detroit side, no Ivy, Sasser questionable for Detroit. Over to Alnitos.
Yeah, again, this last one on the full game, I'd lean towards the Mavs with the points. And I know someone mentioned the injuries in the chat, but they still got some healthy guys. I think they can keep this game somewhat respectable. As you mentioned, not really a home game here for the team that's listed as the home team. And I do agree. I think it's going to be more of a Dallas crowd here. So I think they can keep him in it a little bit. But again, I think the Pistons win this one. So again, if you want to get in on that to win both halves, bet plus 155, not terrible. One that's going to be slightly harder to do there. The Celtics have been playing pretty well for what they have. Honestly, they've impressed me. But I do like the value here on the Rockets to win both halves at plus 185. Again, if you don't have that bet, more of a stay away, maybe Rockets first quarter there. But again, with that back-to-back, you're losing a lot of that rest advantage playing that first quarter. And same story for the Warriors. I think they win both halves. You're not getting any value on that one. Plus 110. Still getting plus money on the thing. They should be able to win comfortably here. On the bet, they should be able to win comfortably. But again, if you can't bet that, it's hard to get behind the Pacers here, honestly. Even you mentioned they got quite a few injuries as well. And I don't know, Warriors been pretty good. Siakam's still in there. They still got some healthy bodies too. So full game, maybe I would lean towards taking the points, but I like the Warriors to win both halves a lot better.
Yeah, for El Nino. So look at the starting line for the Mavericks. Well, PJ, Cooper Flag, Christie, Thompson, Gafford. If he goes in, then your bench will be, even Russell's questionable, right? So your bench could be Najee Marshall, Brandon Williams, Dwight Powell, Caleb Martin. Those could be your bench guys there. So that looks like a little thin there for the rotation there for Dallas. The rotation for Indiana, it looks like it's going to be Siakam, Nesmith, Jarris Walker, Ben Shepherd, Isaiah Jackson, your starters. Ray J. Dennis off the bench, Quentin Jackson off the bench, Jay Huff has been around off the bench. And if they need to go deeper, your G Leaguer, Mac McClung, may see some minutes tonight too. So that looks like your rotation there for Indiana. On over to Alessandro.
So prop wise in this Indiana and Warriors game, if you don't want to touch this 10.5 spread, I think Steph Curry 24.5 points is light. I think he can get to 30 tonight. I mean, who's going to guard him? Ben Shepherd. I think that's a mismatch. So yeah, we'll take that. Who else was it? Obviously Siakam as well. That's probably going to be the main guy scoring for the Pacers. I don't know, man. I tried to give out Ben Shepherd props the other night. He's only at 8.5 points, man. Can you not get double digits? You're starting guard in the NBA right now. I mean, they're going to you. You're going to be the go-to guy basically from the perimeter. Can you give us 10 points, Ben Shepherd? I'm looking your way. If you don't do it for me here, I'm done with you. So that's how I feel about that game. I don't want to lay the 10.5. I know the Pacers are looking like, a mixed match team here, all bunch of injuries, but I still can't lay the 10.5 at home against them. So I'll do those props. Like I said, Boston, again, that's a team, man. It's a bunch of no names, but they'll just find a way to get it done. 6 points feels like a lot. I don't know. Not in love with that game. Not in love with NBA today. That's why there's none on the site. The last one here, Mavericks and Pistons. Again, the Mexico City game. I'm leaning Dallas Mavericks here in the points. It's just, again, rosters are all mangled up, and you don't even know who's going to play here. Davis out. Kyrie obviously still out. Derek Lively's out. Exum's out. D'Lo is questionable. I don't want to touch these games, guys. I mean, believe me, I love giving you guys picks, but I can't on these. Sorry.
Nope, that's the way it rolls. Yeah, it's just the injury bug here early in the season makes it tough to find value here. Although I'm going to look here at looks like a healthy Boston Celtics team, right? I know it's a back-to-back spot, but it's baked in the number. I'll take Boston here plus the points. I'm seeing some defense out of this Celtics team, some competitiveness as well on the court. That's going to be the MO for this Boston team. It's going to be defense first. They just don't have the offensive firepower. They're not hitting their threes. That's been the problem with the Boston. They're still going to shoot at high volume, but they're not sinking. I think they're around 30% last time I checked them. So the only one I like here in this spot would be taking the points here with Boston. It's a back-to-back spot, horrible as we know, but I'll look at the Celtics here, 1-1 at home, where they average 125 points per 100 possessions, a plus 10 net rating. Houston on the road hitting just under 35% from three. And at home, Boston's defense giving a 43% shooting, 36% from three. I'll look at the plus price in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Turn our attention to hockey, big hockey card. It's a big slate. So, guys, in this slate, I'm just going to tell you, give us what you got. It's a full card from NHL. We'll just do one block. Just give us what you got. Anything you like in hockey today, El Ninos?
Yeah, I'll take a shot here with the Hurricanes on the -1. Their injuries are starting to pile up, but and Boston has been pretty impressive as well. But I think the Hurricanes get the job done there. Obviously, yeah, very juicy on the money line, so you don't want to just take that alone. But decent price there on the -1. Same story with the Jets here. Again, Penguins have pulled off a couple upsets early in this season, but I think the Jets are just the better team here at home. Get the job done again. -1 should be close to -115, -120 or so. So not too bad at all there. Again, if you don't like the -1s or you're allergic to pushes or anything, you can just take them in regulation. Or if you want that plus money, go ahead and take a shot on that puck line. But again, I you know me, I like my insurance there. Avs Sharks. Now that one is getting a little pricey for the -1. So I might want to take a shot with the Avs on the puck line, but I'll probably just stay away from that one. Maybe look at an over there, over the 6.5. Stars Panthers. Panthers still missing a couple of key guys there, so I'll take a shot with the Stars. A little bit of plus money here on the road, and not too much else. I don't think. Oilers a little overpriced. I might even lean to the Blackhawks plus the 1.5 there. Something I rarely take, but Blackhawks haven't been too terrible, so that's where I'll lean with a lean to the over 6 there as well. And I'll take the Rangers on the money line as well. The short road favorite there over the Kraken.
There you go. From El Ninos over to Alessandro's. Give us what you got in hockey today.
Yeah, no problem. The only thing I was actually looking at there was the Devils against the Kings on the road. I mean, this Devil team start off 8-3, hot bunch of players I like on this squad. Not in love with the Kings here, 5-3, 5-3-4 to start. You get about a pick-em price here, slightly favorite with the Devils -115. That's where I'm looking. Only game I'd like today.
All right, there you go. From hockey, of course.
I think I skipped one. I was looking at the Blue Jackets a little bit as well as a small Blue Jackets. Yeah, over the Blues. Yeah, just off to a much better start. They got the home ice advantage. Slightly healthier team as well, so I'll lay it with the Blue Jackets there at home.
All right, there you go. From hockey, of course, college basketball is going to start on Monday, and we're going to kind of do it the same way we did hockey. When we get to college basketball, we're just going to have the cappers. Give us what you got. We're not going to do any block. We don't do any blocks in college basketball until we get into conference season in January, just because of all these sports going out of here, guys. So we're going to just do it like we did hockey, just one block when we get to college basketball here on Monday. All right. Anybody do any look into college basketball? El Ninos or El Sando?
No, I was actually going to give a couple UFC picks out, not to change the subject or anything, but people in the chat are asking about it. I saw Javon already talked about this Steve Garcia fight. I hate to say I agree here. Am I going to be betting it personally? Probably not. I call him Steve the Dweeb Garcia for a reason. He is a can crusher. Go look at the last couple wins, nothing but cans. And you go look at Onama, nothing but cans. Why do I want to touch two guys that are can crushers? Yeah, so that's how I feel about the main event. Heavyweight, this Waldo Cortez Acosta fight's interesting. I do think he's a good athlete. I just think D'Elia is going to be able to, put him up against the fence. And if he needs to box with him, very tough fight to predict. I was just bringing that one up. Don't have any UFC on the site this weekend, guys. You should just look at that for instance on how I feel about this card. But I know you guys want sleazeball favorite parlay, and I'll give it to you, baby. Alan Nascimento, and who else was it? Dante Johnson, Alan Nascimento, two-teamer. You get -140 with that. These guys are over -300. Dante Johnson's going to knock out Cedricus Dumas, maybe even in the first round. Dumas is dweeb. I'm thinking about here. Dumas is he's probably going to get cut after this fight.
Ooh.
And the other one there I was mentioning, Cody Durden is 1-4, about half a foot shorter than Alan Nascimento. This is a catchweight fight as well. Nascimento not having to cut all the way down to 25. Yeah, I like Nascimento here, -330. So those two -300 favorites are probably the best bets. I mean, I don't want to touch Twilight Timmy Kawamba. I'm not there yet with him. He is a bright prospect. He has good wrestling, good boxing. I just don't know enough about this Chang Ho Lee, and he might surprise me. So that's why I'm treading lightly with this UFC, guys. I'll have more next week. But like I said, Dante Johnson and Alan Nascimento, two-teamer for you guys.
There we go here from Alessandro. We got you through the UFC and hockey segment. This time it's our parlay purple segment or a Cabras Governor parlay, team player prop, game of the future. They make the call here. We start with El Ninos.
All right, let's take the over in the Game 7 there of the World Series. We'll take the over in the Miami SMU game and the over in the Texas Tech Kansas State game.
There from El Ninos. While we're over to Alessandro.
I'm sorry. Parlay?
Yeah, parlay.
College football wise, we'll lay it with Georgia -7. And there was a dog I wanted to give out. I'm sorry, guys. We'll beat down it. Georgia -7 is the first leg. And we'll go with those two fighters that I gave you guys out already. Dante Johnson, Alan Nascimento. You'll probably get around +200 with that. So I like it.
There we go from Alessandro. We'll give you my three-teamer today. Early starts in college football. We'll look at Duke plus the points. We'll take plus with SMU, and we'll take Navy here. We're losing the touchdown now, guys. We're seeing the 6.5 start to pop up now. So the 7s are going away, but you can find a 7, get it there. We're seeing 6.5 juice to the 20. So we'll see how that rolls there. So those are the threes I like. All right, we got you through our product pro segment now. Now it's time to see what we have for sale over at Tony's Picks, heading into a big week of action, guys. Lots of sports on tap for you here from and college football. We got baseball, Game 7 as well. Heading to a big weekend. NFL coming back tomorrow again. And we'll see what El Ninos has for sale over at Tony's Picks for today's card. El Ninos have been absolutely smoking it in the NFL. If you're looking for a 2-for-1 capper promotion, I would say El Ninos and Alessandro, because when you see Alessandro's numbers, he'll be impressed as well. So El Ninos, what you got for sale?
Yeah, I can definitely take care of the pro side of things, and he is definitely more on top of the college sports for sure. Yeah, so far it's just one play that I really like a lot in college football. There is one play I'm about to throw in as well here in college football. Obviously, we'll have at least one play in the baseball game tonight. Might end up with 2 plays there in that Game 7, so look out for those. And NBA, yeah, not my favorite card. We'll keep digging there and should get a player or 2 in the NHL as well.
That's right. He's got on board. Alessandro over at Tony speaks to you the great results from El Ninos, 1,064 units of profit. That's all based on $100 unit wager size. Get on board with El Ninos. Promo code TonyT will save you that 15% off. All right, let's see what Alessandro's got rocking. He's been rocking the NFL as well. 1,177 units of profit last 30 days documented based on $100 unit wager size. Alessandro, what's for sale?
I have just a college football 3-pack out for you guys today. College football has been well recently as well the last 30 days in the green. So yeah, just looking to make this weekend a good one. No UFC for me. I'll be checking it out next week. But yeah, 2-for-1 capper promotion. We got guys like Javon, DeAndre now, the new guys. Javon's great with the NBA. He's a guy you could use there for the NBA. Obviously, Rod's just a great, well-rounded capper. Rod's a wacky hockey as well with him. CFL we got in the playoffs. Obviously, myself and now Ninos with the football, handling things. I got the MMA. Yeah, just 2-for-1 capper promotion. I'm going to always push that. Use two of us to your advantage there, and use the 15% discount code at checkout and get that 15% off. It's Tony T at checkout. Get that 15% off.
That's right, guys. Yeah, well, I'll sign over at Tony. There's a link in the description to get over the site and get signed up. All right, there you go, guys. I got a best bet on the board right now, as well as a 3-pack from college football. So get on board and match it with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 cap promotion. Long-term subscriptions is the way to go, especially now when we have all these sports overlapping. As college, we're going to see baseball exit, but don't worry, college basketball enters the picture here on Monday. As I said, we're getting closer and closer to starting college basketball on Halloween. We're now just 1, 2, 3 days. Well, I think at some point we're going to get that Halloween opening night. I just see it. Everybody comes in dressed. But it would be a pretty nice atmosphere if you had Halloween as your opening day in college basketball. We may see that coming because we're getting closer and closer now to these Halloweens. And weird thing about this exhibition in college basketball is that we're seeing good teams play each other, which we never saw. We used to see these teams play, Division III. We saw some JCs in there. But now you're seeing who was that? Villanova played Georgetown, I think it was, or something. Yeah, I couldn't believe these matchups we had in exhibition. I've never seen that before. So it's tough. But I'm gonna go at it easy in college basketball. I told you on the show we're gonna cover it, but it's just gonna be one block, just how we did NHL. We're gonna do college basketball. So, but once we get in the conference play, then we'll start doing the blocks. But right now, of course, keep an eye when you're looking at college basketball. Keep an eye on the home teams. A lot of neutral site games. A lot of these tournaments with the NIL money. Sandro, you've been to some of those tournaments there in Vegas because there's a ton of them.
Oh yeah,
every weekend.
They'll have some. Yeah, I might try to come check one of these out. They normally have like the Pepperdine, those type of schools, the Pacifics. They have that type of tournament out here. I know that for sure. I think it's the Big West Conference. I think that's the name.
But I think preseason you get some too.
You'll get the good ones. You'll get like the Kansas Jayhawks, Duke Blue Devils, those type of games too. I was just actually looking at this Monday slate. I know you guys are probably trying to get out of here. This Monday, let me put it this way, guys. Until about the new year is when I jump into college basketball. I like to bet on conference play. Yeah, I mean, I got to see a lot with these teams. The only way I can put it.
You're not going to get 10 plays out of me out the gate, that's for sure. I need some data there, and for sure.
Yeah, some folks need the data. Some people get ahead of it. But just the notable games on Monday, Florida and Arizona on neutral site. Florida 3.5, total 159.5. And the other marquee matchup, Villanova and BYU. BYU laying 7.5, total 153. But your Florida Gators will be in action here with the marquee matchup here to kick it off.
One team has a wasted roster spot. The other team doesn't. I guess that's the advantage with Florida. Who's the wasted roster spot? I don't want to call them out, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about on Arizona.
There you go. All right, so those are the games to look up here on Monday. I think there was only one marquee matchup on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. That was Texas and Duke. But Texas 7.5, total 150.5. That's your marquee matchup there on Tuesday, and we gave you the two marquees on Monday, and it's a lot of big conference against small conference. So those are the three marquee matchups coming up Monday and Tuesday. Guys, check out our YouTube channel. Lots of great content up there. We'll start showing the screen. I think I figured out what the problem was. I didn't run my Logitech software. I just went right from the camera to the StreamYard. I think that's going to work. So I was getting kicked out, and I don't know what it was. I think it was my Logitech stream software conflicting with StreamYard. So we'll get that one figured out. Guys, thanks to everybody here in the chat. Shout out to everyone out there. Javon in there, Marcellus in there, Andrew, Kelly in there. I know Kelly's going to want her. I'm going to have to really think hard about the survivor pick, but she drops it to us right at the end. But it's okay.
Let's give her that. Let's give her that before we get out of here. I know we gave her the Steelers a couple weeks back. That against the Browns, that was easy money. Let me think.
Yes, last night was I don't even know what Lions.
I don't think Lions are safe here. I'm getting a bad feeling. Everybody seems to be on the Lions this -9.5. Would it be a shocking upset if the Vikings pulled this one out with McCarthy? No. So I don't think that's survivor spot worthy.
I think the biggest line, if you have the Rams available, they're 14.
I was about to say it'd probably be the Rams this week.
Rams, Packers, Chargers. Yeah.
Those are your survivor game picks right there. Yeah, we'll see how that rolls. But she's almost in the money. I think. I think in her tournament, I think there's like 12 people left in hers. But yeah, we'll wait for Cal. She'll give us the picks. I guess she's probably hit the tennis court already. So we'll find out. We'll find out what the what the numbers will be here, and she'll drop it in the morning.
I think the Chargers. I know we're trying to get off, but I think the Chargers are on upset alert. I mean, at some point, the Titans have to show something offensively. At some point.
You mean without a team like Arizona handing in the game? At some point, they got to win it on their own, right? They got.
He's been doing some investigating, trying to find an angle on the Titans. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
I lost on the Chargers against the Vikings. Yeah, I just did not have a read on this. I just don't have a read on this. Again, the way they look like at Miami, Miami lost 29. They just barely got by Miami on the road, 29-27. That game still sticks in my head. That's the problem there. All right, guys, a lot of great content on YouTube channel. Check it out. We got 3 live shows up there, a lot of archive video content from our capper. So check out the YouTube channel, NHL coverage as well. Ramon with the overnight show. Night Moves with DeAndre and Ramon in there. A lot of picks, man, on almost 45 picks. I think I saw the video. The editors are hard at work now. Finally, a lot of great content up there. So guys, check it out. Any closing thoughts for anybody before we close it out?
Best of luck, guys.
Yeah, enjoy the games and go Dodgers.
Let's see. Yeah, go Dodgers. We'll see how it rolls here. If it'll be another World Series for the Dodgers, we'll see. Should be exciting. Game 7 tonight. Going to wait. Goodbye, guys. Make it a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show.